Look what the tires say. Temporary use only. God created you to be prime rib. But instead of being prime rib, you have perverted yourself to become a spare rib, and then now you're only available for temporary use. And notice that you got all types of spares. Now it's interesting because this spare down here is a little different than all the other ones. It's been wore out. Oh. So somebody been riding this one a little more. Now it's something when you a spare and you ain't got no tread. I can't, Lord, I'm looking for some help. Please pray for me. Why come you ain't married yet? But you still wore down. Oh, you talking about, oh, I ain't ready. Yeah, you are. You ready to be rolled, but you ain't ready to be married. This one, it's been rolled, but it's dirty. It's nasty. So when they put it back in the trunk, oh my God, it still had, they didn't take the time to clean it. How many men put you back in the trunk and they didn't clean you? They put you back under the hood and you still dirty, nasty, still got the residue of the experience. That's why you crying in the midnight hour. That's why, roll, but they didn't even take the time to clean you up. They told you to put your panties on, put your clothes on, and get out. Nasty. Still got the elements on top of you. Still got the evidence of being temporarily ridden. Then they just take you off, take the wrenches out, and disconnect you and put you back. But here's the interesting thing about a spare tire. You can't put the spare tire on until you jack the car up. How many of y'all been jacked up to be put on? You dealing with a jacked up joker. Now, there was days where I jacked my jacked up self. I put temporary tires on that I could ride for a temporary period of time. But I knew I wasn't going to ride with it the whole time. My sisters, as I close, why are you treating yourself like a spare tire? You're saying to yourself, I'm temporary. Just call me when you can't find nobody else. Just call me when she made you mad. And I'll be there and I'll cuddle you and I'll caress you. Oh yeah, you do a good, you're great at it. I mean, you're really great at it. But don't forget, you're still a spare. You're still a spare. And when they finish with you, see, when you finish with a spare, you're going to pick it up, and you're going to carry it, You're going to put it back. And you're going to cover the spare up. Put stuff on top of it. Slam the hood down. Look at your feelings. How many times you done had your feelings slammed? And then you're going to walk away. You're going to get, oh my God, I got to go off of this one. And he going to get in the car and he going to ride off with you in the back. See, the spare is always present. It's just covered up. How many of y'all sisters, as I close, you're not satisfied because you want to be a spare? You just along for the ride. But when you got good times, you know how to rotate them. Somebody say you got to know how to balance. And I even say to us brothers, we need to deal with what's in us to make us want to go get a spare. How many sisters? See, a spare is an option. It's not a priority. How many of you are damaged because you've been an option and not a priority? Temporary use only. And see, women, we got to begin to deal with this, because if you don't deal with the temporary use that man brought upon you, because he didn't know who you were, he didn't know your worth, then you'll start looking for stuff. And so now you find yourself in a secret lifestyle with other women. And that's just a spare because you can't go to dinner. I speak over every woman. Stand up. I want to say this to every one of you women. Go down a little bit. Every one of you women, this is the thing I want to speak over your life. I say every woman, not no man. No, bro. Every woman. Every woman. Every woman. I want all women standing up. Amen. All women standing up. God has placed you in your position not because you are less important, but because you're that important. This woman at the well found her satisfaction when she ran into Jesus. I said this on Wednesday and I'll echo it again. Jesus didn't call her wife. He called her woman. Her problem was her womanhood. She became something before she was ready to become it. One of my precious daughters, I don't know if she's here. Is Jamaica here? She's not here? She's in children's church. We was talking to our women in women's ministry, and she just really came out and was transparent. Jamaica had her first child when she was 14. She wasn't even a girl yet. She went from being a female to being a mother. There's a girl, there's a woman, there's a wife, then there's a mother. That's the order. And so I say this to all of you women. If you're doing stuff that can make you a mother and you're not a wife, you're trying to fill a void. And brothers, if you're doing it with them, you're trying to help them fill that void, and you can't help them. They don't need you, they need Jesus. And if you respect them,